Hello and welcome. This is Fiendly. Let's play Splatterhouse. Here's something players of this game saw quite a lot of, the loading screen. If you know anything about this game, you probably heard that its incredibly long and messy development cycle led to a product that was fraught with questionable design decisions and technical issues. In case you haven't heard of it, this is the 2010 action game based on the classic series of 2D brawlers. The entire original series is included here on the disc, and I'll be playing through those as well, as the game does expect you to have knowledge of the predecessors. My personal theory is that they included the classics to mitigate some of the damage the game would take in the sales department after critics got done ravaging it, and indeed, this game did take quite a beating and sold very poorly. For the Splatterhouse series, being maligned and abhorrent has always been part of the mission statement though, and to some that's exactly what makes it great. I hope you're interested in finding out if you are one such person if you're joining me. For now though, I'll give the game a few minutes to introduce itself.
Make a wish? Okay. I want us to be together until the end of the world.
Jenny, I'm sorry.
He took your girl, Rick. He took your dreams. And he took your life. Dr. Henry West, MD. He took it all. Only thing you got left is your soul. And that belongs to me. Who am I? Let's just say I'm God. Your God. At least the only God that's listening right now. What do I want? Same as any God. A little faith. For without faith, I am nothing. And without me, you're fucked. She doesn't have to die. I can help you. I can heal your wounds. We can save her if you show me some faith, if you trust me, if you put me on. Quit whining. Did I say it was gonna be fun? You're gonna have to learn to love the pain. There's a lot more of it to come.
What have you done to me? What am I? What am I?
You're mine, Rick.
Jen.
Until Jen's back safe in your arms, you're mine. Phase 1. Satan's Masque.
What's happened to me?
To us. You're wearing me, I'm inhabiting you. We're a team now. You help me get what I want, and I help you get your girl back.
What the fuck is going on?
It is good to finally be free. Come on, let's go kill something. It's been too long, and I'm way out of practice.
We're finally in control of our hero. We're going to be treated to a bit of a gore shower here, courtesy of Berserker mode. It's the reason the environments are all in black and white. It's also why Rick's arms keep turning into blades and the ground keeps cratering under the force of our blows. Music's getting a bit drowned out by all of our sloppy splattering noises, so let's fix that. That's a little better. This is the first of about a dozen licensed metal tracks that are going to be playing throughout the game. Here is Municipal Waste with Rigorous Vengeance.
You never forget your first kill. Oops. Too much for you, Rico? Shit. You humans are so fragile.
And ultimate power is wrested from our hands.
We have to take it slower. Build your strength.
We won't be seeing much Berserker mode throughout the rest of the game.
No! Journey!
Up there.
Here's an introduction to the game's hint system, which is virtually useless because the game's very linear. Rebalance our audio again.
You hear me? I'm right here inside your head. No need to yell, Rico. I'm right here inside your head. Wrapped around your cerebellum. You think it, I hear it. Same in reverse. You hear me, but no one else does. Shh, it's our little secret.
That clip only plays if we turn down the Masque voice in the menu, which I can't imagine you would do because it's the best part of this game.
What are you? I don't know anything about you.
You set me free, I owe you. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, well, somehow I don't believe you.
And somehow I don't care. Believe what you want.
In case you haven't played it yet, that's voice acting legend Jim Cummings as the Terror Masque. If you've ever watched Saturday morning cartoons, particularly the ones made by Disney, you've probably heard his voice more times than you know. Although if all you know him from is Darkwing Duck or Winnie the Pooh, you're probably going to be pretty shocked by some of the stuff he's going to say. Seems like the monsters are getting a head start on us. Let's catch up. And we're ambushed by our first actual fight of the game.
Waste up.
It's going to be a bit of a far cry from the one we just saw. Our hero currently only has a short flurry of weak punches and one chargeable heavy punch to whittle down enemies. But once they are sufficiently whittled down, we get access to a splatter kill. And our first splatter kill yields our first achievement. Splatter kills are a safe way to eliminate a sufficiently weakened enemy from combat. They also yield extra blood points, which we'll be talking about later. Now, a weird quirk about this game is that Rick, unlike a Dante or a Bayonetta, doesn't go flying when he gets hit. He doesn't ever get knocked back or knocked down. All he really does is flinch when he's struck for roughly the refractory period of the enemy's attacks, which means that virtually any enemy in the game can stunlock you. This can be mitigated by rolling or blocking or jumping out of the way of attacks, but if you don't realize that, you are going to die in this room. Sometimes even if you do and you get a little cocky. And when our health gets sufficiently low, we're told about the splatter siphon, but just slightly too late. And here's our punishment for dying. This is the longest loading screen in the game, and you will see it every single time you die. And the only alternate loading screen is the writhing pink guy that we saw in the very beginning. So no matter where you die in the game, you're going to see one of the two weakest enemies in the game gesticulating and grunting at you for your failure. And that was about 19 seconds long. I'm going to be cutting out all the future loading screens of that nature. But keep in mind that every time I die, I see about a third of a minute of obnoxious enemies taunting me. It's sufficient incentive not to die, trust me.
Now, fun stuff.
Gonna make extra sure not to die here. I'm also trying to show off the alternate splatter kill for these guys. I've seen that same one 3 times now. Jumping is a particularly safe way to enter combat, as enemies have terrible vertical range from their attacks. Here we go, here's the alternate. And here comes my favorite part. Yeah, get those plastic lungs. Love how ludicrously unnecessary that is. That's the Splatterhouse way. We definitely got the upper hand now. For many people who pick the normal difficulty their first time through, this room is a complete roadblock. You have to either bump it down or quit. Not a good start, I must say. That charge attack doesn't do nearly as much damage as you would think.
Like it.
Now, before we go after Jenny, we've got a little extra.
From the Journal of Dr. Henry West. Despite my attempts to unlock its secrets, the terror mask continues to frustrate me. I thought I sensed a power within it, but perhaps it's no more than it appears to be. An unremarkable ceremonial bone mask. I return it to its place among my collection and turn my attention to more important matters.
We'll be seeing more of those gramophones throughout the game, as well as the dynamic damage on Rick's body. And here we have a slightly more shameful collectible.
It's Jen. She must have left it for me to find.
Rick, you lucky dog. She's a good-looking girl.
That is going to lead to some shamefully shoehorned in nudity.
Shit. Dinner.
This room, as opposed to the last fight sequence, is a pushover. Yeah, these little pink guys are pathetic. You can basically just hammer on the X button and you'll kill everything in the room. It's weird that they follow up such a hard fight with one that you basically can't lose. Even when they hit you, it doesn't stun you like the other enemies. That was that. If you listen carefully in the background, you can hear Dr. West and Jennifer struggling. It's kind of a nice touch.
Path's blocked. Find another way.
Really seems like Rick could get through that shattered patch in the wall.
Try breaking through.
Particularly since he can do this.
Get a load of this thing, huh?
And our introductory to weapons. Shield, another achievement. That's for splattering an enemy on walls, which is an old staple of the 2D games. It's not as easy to see here in this 3D environment, but we'll be getting a good look at it later. Weapons are instant kills on most enemies. They'll at the very least set them into splatter kill range. Now, we actually don't have to fight any of these guys. We have to wait for that fire to extinguish. So let's run through there, and we're stuck on a weird lip that the fireplace has. And for taking too long, we get burned and killed.
Loser.
And as we can see without the loading screen, it's hardly a problem at all.
The path's blocked. Find another way around.
Try breaking through. Get a load of this thing, huh?
This time I'll just make sure to play it a little more carefully. And toss that aside to show off that we can throw enemies into the fire to instantly jib them. It's not quite how fire works, but it is a cool touch.
Let's do some fucking carpentry.
The Masque has a few lines for every time you pick up a weapon. Those are gonna get old.
I have a thirst, Rick. Call it a passion. See, when it comes to blood, I'm something of a connoisseur, you know? You give me blood, I give you power. I need you
Now, the Masque is actually referring to a mechanic that is not yet unlocked, so I don't know why he's talking about it here. I'm actually looking around to see where that laughter is coming from. There's a couple more of those Evil Dead Big Mouth Billy Bass in the corner there. Here's our introduction to bone worms. Boar worms, rather. They're another way to get blood points. We'll be smashing a great deal of them. And in this room is another gramophone.
From the Journal of Dr. Henry West. My home has changed much since I first built it. New wings and floors have been added. Hidden cellars and dungeons excavated. And outbuildings have grown up in the grounds around it. It has its secrets, and it has guardians to protect those secrets.
Dr. Henry West is a very obvious reference to Herbert West from the movie Reanimator, my favorite film of all time. What happened there was that Diablo guy kicked the door down right as we were trying to open it. That isn't usually clear to me when I see that.
Oh! God! Oh! Oh, my arm!
Jesus, Rick, get it together. I asked you to trust me. First sight of blood, you're crying like a schoolgirl. For a dick, you are such a pussy. There, all better now. You get hurt too bad, and it's game over. Too much damage will kill us. And when I say us, I mean you.
That was just a nice, safe introduction to a very obnoxious and dangerous mechanic that we'll be seeing a lot more of later. For now, more gramophone.
From the Journal of Dr. Henry West. My theories in necrobiology find little favor with the sensibilities of this modern age. There are protests and complaints. In previous centuries, they stoned me and drove me from town. In this age, they write protest emails to the college newspaper. I live in an age of naive innocence.
Some really nice set dressing in this room. A couple of really neat morbid touches. Unfortunately, it is mirrored exactly in this room. And once again, incredibly weak enemies thrown at us. Just gotta punch our way through these guys. And we'll find another gramophone. We won't be seeing them nearly as often in future levels.
2x4. Handy.
To while away the years and tap the youthful life energies of Miskatonic's student body, I've once again taken up a post at the university. The fourth time I've been a member of the faculty in the last 100 years. We Wests have always been at the forefront of the advancement of learning.
Here we go, that's the last one for this level.
What do we got here?
We're introduced to a new enemy type, the zombies. We want to pick up our severed arm that was thrown down with us, use it to kill this guy for an achievement.
2x4.
We can quickly bash our way to victory. See our new splatter kill for these guys.
Getting closer. I can smell West. No mistaking that tang of insanity. Ooh, and that pretty girl of yours, I can smell her too. Oh, she smells good. Terror, confusion, panic. I like her.
And Masque even out on Jenny a little bit. And with good reason. We're about to get enough of her picture to see her naked.
Jennifer!
You lost her.
Where do we go now?
Down there, down there.
There's the next scrap of the picture on the floor there. Rather than looking at some juvenile nudity, let's check out the inspiration for our villain. This would be Dr. Herbert West from Reanimator, brandishing his iconic syringe of green reagent.
What should I do?
For the key, it's blood, Rick. It's always blood. Kill these guys.
We're sufficiently armed to make killing these guys in droves quite an easy task. Smart to smash all the zombies first. Then go back and crush all the weak guys who will spawn infinitely until we've filled that eyeball up with blood. It's very simple, we just need to keep smashing pink guys until all those lights are lit up.
Oh, disgusting! What would I give for some hand sanitizer?
Apparently Rick's only interested in sticking his hand down neck holes, not eye holes.
Built all this shit.
Don't try to make sense of it.
Little nod to the fourth wall.
Mark. Dan, I know these people. We took stats together last semester.
They're better off dead, Rick. West's experiments already broke their minds. You're just crushing them.
I have no idea how he was able to recognize his friends in this current state. That achievement there is for getting 75 kills with non-fleshy weapons. Our severed arm is an example of a fleshy weapon. Let's solve another nudity problem, this time with something much more offensive and disturbing. And also an offensive and disturbing achievement for completing a picture.
This is it. We're on the home stretch.
If only we'd caught him while I was on the other side of that broken wall. Now he's gotten away. There was a tooltip to teach us how to block. A little late game. And there's the alternate zombie dismemberment. We can now use his arms as weapons if we choose to. But we still have a nice 2x4 left over. Zombies have that charge attack where they charge at you, grab you. They're very easy to shake off. It really doesn't do much damage, just kind of slows you down. And there's a splatter siphon that we were told to do right before we died the first time. Comes with another achievement, which is another Reanimator reference. may notice that we're just getting piles and piles of achievements in this game. It's really just the game's excuse to make more references to horror movies and heavy metal music, which I'm not complaining about. This is another pretty tough gauntlet of enemies. They're just going to keep pouring in here quite a while. As you can see, Splatter Siphon is a very useful tool for survival. There, if we knock back a zombie, they'll lie on the ground for a second, then it'll pop up and do a counterattack. The counterattack is uninterruptible, which is something you need to learn pretty quick. Just stay out of range of him. He's also invincible while he's doing it. There, they're teaching us how to do the dodge roll, which there's no way we would have survived this long if we didn't know how to do it. Now, this fight is definitely going to kill you the first time you go through it, but once you know the secret to it, it's ridiculously simple. Basically, you want to get in close, combo him, and then get away. That's it. After you do a combo on him, he's going to do an uninterruptible attack. You just want to dodge that. And once he's done with that, you can combo him again.
What do you say?
And pretty soon you can do your splatter kill. And we finally have access to the upgrade system. We'll be checking that out later. For now, I'd like to just move on to the next level.
No! Johnny!
No! Ah! Ah!
What is...
It's nice to see Jenny fighting back for herself, but looks like it's going to be futile unless we catch up. So we're going to have to get a move on next time.